Hello, Crystal Palace. Welcome to the Upper Norwood Library Hub's Library Live Lunch. This is a place to share positive and useful local information, find out about our wonderful community in greater depth, and just try and keep us all connected during this time. So my guest today is Ed Lochee-Bayne, who is creator and owner of one of several, I believe, we'll find out in a minute, creators and owners of Four Boroughs coffee shop on the Triangle. Ed, thank you so much for joining me. It's lovely to have you. Tell us a bit about where Four Boroughs came from.
Yeah, hello everybody. Four Boroughs came from really three people always having a desire to do something that mattered to them. Me and Tom certainly got railroaded. So there's me, Ed, there's Tom, and and Ben. So there's three. We kind of, two of us certainly got railroaded down the corporate route. Found ourselves in jobs that we weren't really enjoying, but had an epiphany when we read some books that taught us about another way of being, and we had the confidence to act on what those books were telling us. They allowed us to identify something that we thought was pretty unique, and we had the conviction and a run of luck that allowed us to actually commit and turn it into a business. So because we're cyclists, we always knew about Crystal Palace. We knew that Crystal Palace was a great place to start rides and end rides. So it really was the only place we ever looked. We only ever viewed one property.
Wow.
And it turned out that was the one. And Four Boroughs, the name came because we're on the crossroads where the Vicar's Oak used to stand, which is where Foreland and Boroughs meet. So when we realised that, and we realised that had a nice sounding name and actually connected us to the community rather than just here's a business that's parachuted into the area and is trying to take people's cash. That wasn't what we were about. We wanted to be part of the community, and the name really helped us to kind of feel like we were part of the furniture from day one.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, in a nutshell, it was a chance to get out of the corporate world that we found ourselves in, that didn't matter to us anymore. Wanted to do something we enjoyed and wanted to do it in a place that we felt connected to, and that's really what we've been able to do.
Awesome. And you're actually there now, aren't you? Do you want to show us, for anybody who doesn't know Four Boroughs yet?
White walls, birch ply, lots of sun, a good view that you can see down Milestone Road over Bromley, sunrise in the morning, good coffee, healthy food.
You do get amazing sunshine in there. Those windows are fantastic, aren't they?
We do. Yeah, very good.
Very hot at the moment.
Yes, but Tom and his partner Sarah recently installed some blinds, so we're basking in the shade. But we've certainly done our time under intense heat.
Excellent. Tell us a bit about the ethos. You started touching on it, but tell us a bit about the kind of aims and ethos behind Four Boroughs.
So one of the books that we read was a book called The Diet Myth, and this was really one of the kind of unique things that we felt we could hang a business on. That was all about food having a probiotic element and not just being about protein, fats and carbohydrate. It was about the living cultures that were also present in food, and we felt that you couldn't really get that on the high street. So we had this unique food angle. We wanted to make food that was genuinely healthy available on the high street. Tom had always been into his craft beer, and felt that he wanted to work in that space. And then we realized that actually healthy food and craft beer are places that people go to, but maybe don't go to day in, day out like they do coffee shops. So that's when we decided that we should be a coffee shop primarily and then layer on our other bits around that core business. But really the overarching ethos is that we only sell good things. So we have the two words good and things written on our window in big, and that's essentially what we do. We only work with customers that make things in the right way, do things in the right way, treat their staff in the right way, so that when you come here, there's not, anything's not on the shelf just for profit. There's no shortcuts taken. Everything here has been produced, through hard work and love and care. And it's just about giving all those things space on the high street so that people can start to interact with them regularly, see them regularly, get them conveniently, because it's not always easy to do.
Yeah.
So we've kind of started with the coffee. We went to a really good, one of the best in the country, best in the world coffee roasteries with Volcano Coffee Works, and they have two brands there.
You've got on your
which
hat.
I've got on my hat, yeah. They have two brands. So we work with their Assembly brand primarily, which is kind of another level of refinement over the Volcano brand. The best dairy suppliers, and then food. We get food off the Triangle from Comfort and Joy, because she makes everything with huge amounts of love. We were getting her bean burgers before lockdown happened. Beers from local breweries, wine from natural wine cellars. It's all just good things, just a good version of things.
Yeah. Fantastic. Just before we go any further along that route, I just want to say hello to people who are watching. So I know that we have Andy, Lorna, Emily, Joe, Tina, Erica, Shane and Nick. So hi you guys, thank you so much for watching. And to everybody else whose name I actually can't see, because we don't get all your names for some reason on Facebook. If you have any questions for Ed as we go along, please do put them in the comments of whichever social media platform you're on, and we'll try and answer them as we go. So Ed, you've had some very tough decisions to make during lockdown, and I know you guys have been very careful about kind of how you went through the last few months. So do you want to tell us a bit about your kind of decisions and progress through that?
Yeah, we were, we took on quite a big level of responsibility, really, when you considered that hundreds of people were coming through the door every day. Eating and drinking, touching things. We definitely felt that we were an area that needed to take the government's advice seriously, and we felt that the government support that was coming out in the early weeks of March, moving up towards the 21st, when the advice came for cafes to close, we felt pretty supported. The furlough scheme, the government grant for small businesses, we felt that all those things could allow us to act in a way that we felt the government wanted us to act, which was to
Okay, I think we have a momentary internet pause, so we'll get Ed back in a minute, I'm sure. But until we do, this is a good time for me to just sideline and briefly mention a couple of other things. So what I'd normally mention at the end, but I'll do it now. So apologies for the sideline, guys. I'm sure you can multitask. And hello to Justin, who's also joined us. If you've got any comments for Ed, questions or anything for Four Boroughs, please do drop them in the comments, and we'll answer them as soon as we get Ed back, which will hopefully be in a minute. In the meantime, just a couple of things to mention to you guys. So the last Monday, we had Jennifer Farmer talking to us. She is coordinating and running the Croydon Emerging Writing Programme for Disentangle Theatre, and in conjunction with Stanley Halls. The deadline theoretically has passed, but actually it's been extended by a couple of days. So if we have anybody who might be interested in joining that, please do have a look at the link, which is now in the comments of your social media feed. So do please have a look at that, and you have a couple of extra days to apply for that. That'd be great. Hello to Helen as well, who's just joined us. If you've got any questions or comments for Four Boroughs, please do put them in the comments of the social media feed that you're on. We've got a couple of internet issues, I think, but we'll hopefully be back with them in a minute. So yeah, Croydon Emerging Writing Programme, couple of extra days. Please do spread the word. Have a look at the details if you're interested. The other thing to say is that the Up and Wood Library Hub has a shiny new website, so please do have a look, check that out. We're always incredibly grateful for any kind of support and engagement from the community, obviously especially at this time. It's really huge, so please do have a look at the website. We really appreciate you watching our live streaming program, getting involved with that. We do have a really big live stream program, so if you haven't checked it out, please do that. We've got all all sorts of things, children's stories, music, cross stitch with Alice, we've got running with Chris, and there's all the previous videos. So if you're interested in kind of the singing classes, we've stopped just for August, but all the previous videos are still available there. Please do go use them. We've got Tanya's Edible Garden series, although that has finished, but the videos are still there to go back and watch. So please do check out the live stream program. The other thing to say is that, as I'm sure you know, we have a new project at the moment called All Alone Together, which is funded by the Arts Council, and we're looking for as many members of the community as possible to join in that. So please do have a look at the website. We have a survey on there, 4 questions. It's very short. Do fill that in, and then if you're interested in being interviewed to be part of our oral history project, it'd be really awesome to speak to you about that. And there's a tick box on the survey where you can do that. We have Ed back, so let's carry on. I'm waffling to fill the gap, Ed. So
sorry about that. The drawbacks has not been on fibre optic broadband or whatever it is on the triangle.
Yeah, one of the interesting things about Crystal Palace, isn't it?
Yes. So we closed at the end of March, and took a few days to figure out what was right, what we could do, and it quickly became apparent that because of that, the kind of few days leading up to the 21st of March, people were just coming in and trying to buy everything we could possibly sell, just to give us a big hug and a big kind of boost going into lockdown. Mm-hmm. So we closed our doors, but feeling sad, but having also had the biggest hug and the biggest show of support we could have had. So it was bittersweet, and we kind of realised that we had a responsibility, yes, to try and curb the infection rate, but also we had suppliers that depended on our money going to them. We had people our customers, that had got used to buying our things and didn't necessarily want to have to go to Sainsbury's or Budgeons, to get all the things that they'd been getting from us. So Tom took it upon himself to set up a remote weekend collection service where you could order online and then come and pick it up. And Tom did that for 2 months, really, through April and May. And it was lovely because it kept Tom engaged with the suppliers. It kept the orders going to the suppliers that were also feeling the pinch. It kept us interacting with our customers. So it really did help to feel like we were still present. Mm-hmm. And I think it gave people a sense of normality, which they also really valued. Mm-hmm. And it was lovely to go around to customers' houses and see them and have a chat for a few minutes. So that was very nice. And then come June time, it seemed like we could open back up for takeaway coffee. So because everyone was furloughed apart from Tom took it upon himself to do 4 hours a day up here, and I think he managed to serve almost the entire population of Crystal Palace in 4 hours a day on his own. So
I think it was more than 4 hours as well, wasn't
it?
Sometimes
it certainly was on a weekend. Yeah. So he did that, which was amazing, and I think people just really wanted to be able to come and get the takeaway coffee, and the 1 in 1 out thing and queuing on the pavement meant that people were staying safe, and it was only takeaway cups only and lots of hand sanitizer. So it didn't feel inappropriate. We took the advice very seriously, and at that stage it didn't feel inappropriate. So it was nice for Tom to be able to reconnect with people and get back pouring his milk, which he so loves to do. So he was very pleased, and the customers were pleased, and the suppliers were pleased. So that was great. Yeah. And then come July, we kicked back off more properly, unfurloughing everyone but one person, giving all the staff their existing hours back. Mm-hmm. So it felt like we'd kind of survived. Mm-hmm. The furlough scheme was fantastic. That was really easy for us to manage and to get everyone paid and to get the money back very easily. The government grant we're still waiting for because the local authority, Croydon, are being a bit difficult, which is less than helpful. So there's us and a few of us on Church Road that are all struggling.
You're not the only person I've heard say that. So that's a real shame.
That's very, when we felt central government gave the message that de-stressed us. And then the local authority just layered in a whole new level of stress where we're going around the houses on purely administrative interpretation of stuff. So that's been the biggest challenge really, is trying to get this grant money, which is sorely needed. But we do feel that we've got to the other side. You know, the staff are in with their hours. People are wanting to come and buy the coffee and the masks that we have from a local seamstress. Let me just pull up her Instagram.
It's at Stitches and Seams CP. Emma actually came and chatted to us on the library lunch a couple of months ago, I think. In fact, I bought my masks from her after that. She was so nice. But yes, you've got a selection of her masks in the window now, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got her masks. We struggle to keep any stock because they sell as quickly as possible, but we sell them on to our customers for what we pay, and so it's not a profit thing for us. It's just a cause, again, to get the good version of things out there. You know, we don't like stuff that's disposable or throwaway. We like stuff that's built to last and built properly. So it's great to be making those available. And Emma gives a portion of the revenue she generates to charity as well. So it's a good cause. It's a good thing to do. So it felt right for us. And similarly, like the shake-up has allowed us to just do things because it's right and it's supportive. You know, we were very strict and tight on our branding when we first opened, but because we felt such love from the community, we want to now reciprocate that. So, you know, businesses like the one that's selling freshly cut flowers on the weekends, you know, it's not a profit-making thing. It's just giving somebody the chance to do what they enjoy and what they're passionate about. So it's just nice now to have a shop front that can be used for good for the community and support people's initiatives.
And it is lovely coming in, and actually I noticed that last week, coming in and seeing all the little vases of flowers on the table on the left, and you come in, it's lovely. So has it you've obviously mentioned that that keeping in touch with the community and with your suppliers has been very important. Has it changed your relationship with the community and with your suppliers and with your customers in the last 4 months?
I think it's given us a real sense of place. I think as a business that's now 3 years old, it's very, very easy to still feel new. You know, people talk about surviving the first year, but we've now done 3 years, and
wow.
I think it gave us a sense of place. Like, actually, you know, it's not all about you receiving now. It's time to start doing stuff for the good of the community, which have given us so much, and suppliers which have given us so much. So just recognizing that really, and being much more prepared to be open and supportive of other people, rather than just feeling this desperate scramble to survive ourselves. We've kind of had that hug. We've had that pat on the back. People have stood by us, and now it's our turn to do the same for other people, which is a really nice place to be in. You know, so it's a very positive thing that's come out of it.
Yeah, that's lovely. You've always had other things that you've been doing as well. So there's always artwork in your coffee shop, isn't there, for example? So you've always been keeping an eye on the community, I think, and seeing what's around and being open to having other things in the space.
Yeah, I mean, that was there's a few things that you realise when you're opening a business. Is that, gosh, if you had to choose artwork to go on the wall and pay for artwork to go on the wall, you'd be like, we've just got no time for that, or no money for that, because there's so much other stuff to do. So we opened with blank walls, and the offers and opportunities just came to us, and we were like, oh right, we could have a revolving set of artwork that goes up and that we like, and it doesn't cost anything, but it's that was kind of like the initial thing. And now we think, actually, it's great that we've got these walls, because it can give people the chance to showcase their passion, and that's something now that we can make available to people. So something that was never in the plan, you just realize what you can offer people and how helpful that can be. So yeah, something that there's no formal way of applying to get on the walls or anything like that. It's just if there's a natural coming to an end of one thing and somebody comes at the right time and we like the thing and we like the vibe, then it will go up. It's just that kind of relaxed, informal nature that we like to have. I think coming from a corporate world where everything is black and white and email based, it was so nice when starting up this business that you're just going down the road and you're meeting people face to face, and it's a lovely way to be. So we try and do the same for the artwork on the walls and anybody that comes to the door.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it links you with the community again, doesn't it?
It does. It's just a shame that we can't do more, because there's so many artists that come in that would like to be on the walls. But as and when the stars align, work will go up.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing at once, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
So we are just going to say hello quickly to Gaynell, Daniel and Samantha, who've all joined us. Thanks, guys. It's lovely to have you watching. If you've got any questions for Ed, we've got a couple of minutes left. Do drop them in the comments and we'll try and answer them as we go along. So I guess the other thing is just kind of where are you at right now, and do you have any future plans, obviously situation permitting?
Now we're just getting to the end of the first month of being open, fully open. It's August, so it's school holidays. The weather's good, so you realise that there's always a reason for things being the way they are, and you get used to one way, and then the school holidays start and things change again, and you have to get used to a new normal. Mm-hmm. So July and August for us are always a bit of a journey of discovery and seeing who's around and who's buying what, and if people really want to sit in a hot coffee shop or want to be in the park. So I definitely think that the challenge for us is, at the moment, people are very happy to queue outside and they're very happy to take away coffee and drinks and food. But with things like Manchester going back into lockdown today and the north of England generally having a bit more tightness put on them, what happens to us if things like that happen and the weather gets colder and people have more desire to sit in. At the moment, it doesn't. The weather and the current restrictions are fine. Takeaway coffee is a very normal thing, so we're enjoying, almost normal sales. Mm-hmm. But what happens if things get tighter and the weather gets worse, and the tables are still much fewer? So that will be a new challenge, and we're just waiting to see what happens there, really. It definitely is a new normal in here. We're not doing the food like we used to. We're now buying in ready-made salads from a vegan food stall on the market. It's eat out to help out. So Monday to Wednesday, you can come and get half-price coffee and food if you're sitting in the cafe. Again, we've got very few tables in here because of the restrictions, but that is something that we signed up to. And the salads are great, so definitely come and enjoy one of those for half price. But yeah, it's about seeing what happens with the restrictions, seeing what happens with the weather, figuring it out. But really just taking the opportunities as they present themselves and not being fixed to trying to get back to the old ways, just adjusting and going with the flow. Yeah. And, me, Tom and Ben, it was always about doing what we enjoy and connecting to the day-to-day rather than thinking about a promotion or an expansion. It's about being happy today rather than tomorrow or next year. So for now, we're enjoying being back open. We're enjoying seeing the customers come through the door. So we'll just take it at face value and keep going and adjust as we need to.
Brilliant. One day at a time.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, it's really lovely to chat to you, Ed. Thanks so much for coming to join us.
It was a pleasure.
And yeah, good luck with everything. I've no doubt I'll see you guys soon.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Just before we finish then, I had a couple more announcements that I haven't quite said. So two things. Firstly, this weekend, we have the Attic Arts Festival, which is 3 days of comedy and family entertainment live streamed through the Upper Norwood Library Hub. So please do check that out. I'm sure most of you know the Attic Arts Club. They're a regular fixture every summer in the Upper Norwood Library Hub, and obviously this year it'll be online. So do check that out. And the other thing to say is that I am taking a break for a little bit because I think the last time I had more than one day off together was round about Christmas. So I am taking a few weeks off, and I'm delighted to say that the library lunch is going to continue. It is going to be co-hosted by Galina Rinn, who many of you know from the Upper Norwood Library Hub technical wizardry, and is very much responsible for the library lunch, working with absolute minimal hitches all the way through the last few months. And we're also being joined by Kat Cashman, who is new to us, which will be fantastic. And she is going to be on the library lunch tomorrow so that you can get to know her. I'm just so happy to be handing over to them. It'll be lovely to be back in a few weeks, and I look forward to seeing you all then. But in the meantime, it's an absolute pleasure to be handing over to them. So please do continue to tune in. The library lunch is very much continuing, very much there to keep you connected with the community. So for the moment, stay safe, enjoy the sunshine, and I will see you not quite so soon as normal, but still soonish. So bye for now.